Hello everyone and welcome back to Planet Zoo Tours, a series on the channel in which I'm gonna showcase a zoo created by one of my viewers. And today we are gonna take a look at STHLM Zoo, which is apparently short for Stockholm Zoo, which is created by Leijon. You can find it on the Steam Workshop, of course. There will be a link down in the description if you want to check out the zoo yourself, but of course I'm gonna show you the entire zoo in this episode. If you want me to showcase your zoo on my channel, there will be a link down in the description to a Google form which you can fill in and I will take a look at it and maybe I will showcase your zoo in the next episode. So before we are going to jump into the zoo, there is one other thing I want to show you. So the creator of this zoo also created a beautiful zoo map. So yeah, we're gonna show you that first before we are going to jump into the actual zoo. So this is the zoo we are going to take a look at today. So again, STHLM Zoo, really well done by the way. This zoo map, it just gives the entire project like another dimension. It's really cool. Apparently it was made in Illustrator. I already spoke to the creator, of course, of this zoo. And I was just curious how they made it. So yeah, it really looks cool, all the small animals, and yeah, it just gives it a new dimension. What I really like is this like little zoo schedule. You will have shows and keeper talks, feedings, and you can find some toilets, cafe, restaurants, gift shop, etc. here on the map. So this is the zoo entrance where we just were. We are going to enter the zoo and we are going to see all the animals in the zoo. I think it's better for me to take a ride and then go along the path. So yeah, really cool and really well done. This is also, there will be a picture of this one if you open it up in the Steam Workshop. I think there's also like a small image of this beautiful map. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the actual zoo. So welcome back to the zoo, and before we are going to start the tour, there is a small description made by the creator of this project. So STHLM Zoo, a small zoo I worked on for 3 months after a visit to the Copenhagen Zoo, which is the main inspiration of this project. I wanted to create a realistic feeling zoo with the warts and all. The zoo would be an old zoo that is evolving to keep up with the design and the well-being of the animals. Don't forget to check out the zoo map as well. So we already did that before you or while you go around the zoo. So yeah, let's start the tour. I made some changes in comparison to the previous episode. I moved down all the camera sensitivities and stuff like that because yeah, I did get some comments that people would get like nauseous when watching my camera work. So I'm gonna try to make that a little bit more smooth today. And let's just start the tour as well. So the entrance building, it looks actually quite modern, if you ask me, of course. There's a lot of concrete, a lot of wood. I do feel the realism in this project. I can already tell you that. So there will be a ticket booth. The people will have to line up over here, and really cool details over here as well. Some 4 different ticket booths, and what you will also have on the right side is probably an office building or something like that. And the road itself is really well done as well. There's just only a short road along this side. So you will have the office building on the right. A beautiful sign for the zoo as well. And I think I see some buses over there as well. So we have a bus stop. And the safari bus, of course. Really cool. Really well done. I'm not sure if they created it themselves or maybe from the workshop. I'm not sure, but it really looks cool. I do recognize these things. These were made by Mr. Gomez, and I think these were as well. Yeah, great stuff on the workshop, of course. If you like the small details, it just makes everything come together, and everyone can use those things, of course. And as a Dutch person, I'm always really happy to see this some places to put your bicycle. So yeah, if this would have been a Dutch zoo, yeah, it's already perfect. So when you enter the zoo, one thing I have to say, I removed all the guests, of course, and I must say the frame rate is actually quite okay. The settings are all on ultra, and the zoo is running fine, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, the entrance again, these beautiful things for the exit, and this will be the entrance where probably some people will stand to scan your ticket, and then you're good to go. And then you are at this beautiful plaza where you can already see the monorail. You can read some information over there. And there is actually also a zoo shop on the left, with some nice details over here. And there's probably a gift shop inside as well. You can see that. Really cool. I really like these tiles, by the way. What are they made of? Oh, it's just plaster. Oh, just plaster with some space in between, probably. Oh, another plaster panel. Of course. Of course. Good. It's always good to see how people make stuff. You know, it's we are here to learn as well. So that's why we are doing this. And once we get along in the zoo, you can already hear the first animals. And then we have the Ricey Pavilion. If people who don't know Ricey, they make like the perfect fonts for just basically anything you want to create. And I think basically everyone uses them and know them. So it's nice to see their name coming back every once in a while to get some appreciation going. So there's actually some signs over here. So the Sky Safari, Asia, Africa, Tropical House, North America, and South America as well. So I think I'm gonna go to South America first, along this way. And what do we have here? Let's see. So we have the giant anteater on the right. A really small, simple habitat. But that was also in the description. The zoo was probably kind of old, and if you open up the Steam Workshop description, you can see it as well. Please turn off all the animal welfare and messages. That's also what I did, and it just makes the experience a little bit better, because there are quite a lot of messages about the animal welfare. And you can see why. So this is like a really realistic, for an old zoo, a small habitat for these animals, a little shelter space over here. And I really like the back of this building. Oh, it's all custom made. Of course, why not? I thought maybe I missed a wall or something in the game. Something we will go back to as well. There is like a lot of attention like on the backstage area as well. What we will get to that later. And then I see a lot of temple pieces over here. I don't want to miss anything, so I really hope I don't. So this is really cool as well. Some playgrounds for the animals, and because you can hear the capuchin monkeys, oh, I can see them on the back as well. Really cool. Some climbing structures for the kids. Some stuff to play. Really cool. Really well done. These really small rope pieces. As the rope. Okay. Yeah. The bunting rope. Of course, these little small details over there. I recognize them now. Alright, cool. So we are actually at the back of the Ricey Pavilion at this moment. And you will have this beautiful capuchin monkey habitat. So you can see the water is a little bit dirty. I asked the creator, okay, did you do that on purpose? And the answer was yes. So I kept it this way. It's just to get the aesthetics a little bit more realistic. Of course, when you enter a zoo, not all the water is as clean as possible. You would always see some dirt in there. So just for the realism, I really like this habitat, like the two islands. I know that if you want to create something like this, you will have to switch off animal welfare because the keepers can't reach it and everything will be dirty. They won't be able to feed them. But there's just a lot of climbing stuff over here. 2 separate islands. You will have a really good view on the animals, and I really like that. And of course, a really simple shelter space over here, which is perfectly done for these animals. These are really small animals, and I think you would actually see something like this in a zoo. Really simple, just a place for them to sleep, but you can still see the animals, and that's really well done. Also, some custom fencing going on over here, so people won't drop in the water. That's nice as well. So yeah, let's continue along this side, and we will have the Bayard's tapir. Again, really nice and simple habitat. Some realistic touches over there. I just wanted to point out I never visited Copenhagen Zoo. So yeah, if you guys recognize stuff, so yeah, please let me know down in the comments. Because I can't tell you which part is highly inspired by this zoo, of course. But I can see there's like a lot of realism going on over here. So yeah, planks like this to prevent the animals from eating all the foliage in the habitat. That's really realistic. You will actually see that in a zoo. And again, probably on the back you will have some staff areas. Over here, a nice little shelter space. And that's already it for this habitat. I always like the double fencing, of course, so people can't stick their hand through the fence and get bitten by a tapir. Yeah, I don't think that will be very pleasant. And you definitely don't want to get bitten by this animal, so we will have a jaguar habitat on this side. Really good view on the animal. And I think when I look at this is probably like some part that they added later on, because like of the scenery over here, you will have a lot of temple pieces, and for an old zoo they probably didn't really think about scenery, so this would be a part of the zoo that they added later. If you ask me, of course, I'm not the creator of this this place, but yeah, I'm just trying to get my thoughts into this video as well. There's a nice jaguar sleeping over there, and I did see a overpass, which is really cool. I always like those. I didn't really take a good look at these animals yet. They are really cool. And the overpass also works, you can see that. That's also very important. And some nice, shelter space probably over here. Oh, the animals can actually go through it. And oh, this is the other part of the habitat. Ah, okay, I get it. So the overpass, and you can also go along on the other side, probably made for the keepers, to make sure this part can be cleaned as well. A lot of foliage going on, a lot of climbing structures, and there's a animal sleeping over here. And there are actually 3 different bridges. This is really cool. So you can walk around in a circle over here, and the animals will be walking right over you. You can see that they glitch through the wall a little bit, but this is a cool experience. I'm not sure if this is actually inspired by an actual zoo, but I would like to visit that place, definitely. I also really like this this viewing area. You can see the people can't touch the glass, so they can't scare the animals. That's really well done. So while we are doing this tour, I'm also opening up the zoo map. I can see that I didn't miss anything in the South American section. I really like the South American section already, and just a lot of realism going on in this zoo, what I always like. We're gonna walk by the capuchin monkeys again, and hopefully the noise can't be heard from the other side. And while we are going there, you can also already see a little part of the camel and gemsbok habitat over here. But we are continuing to the North American section of this zoo, and we have to go in here, I guess. So this looks like a separate path. So you will have a main path, and you can get along this path to see the entire North American section. And on the left we will have the bison, and the pronghorn antelope. Of course, these two are, these two animals, you would see them, together most of the times. Really cool building, some shelter space for the animals. Although I think they can't really use it at this moment. I do get the North American feeling over here. And I'm just gonna check out these doors, because I like them. So it's the East Asia, the plank, really well done. With the another plank, but then this one you can change the color of. It looks like a metal piece. That's why I was checking it out. So the pathing on this side, it must have been a struggle. So you can go two ways. We are going this way, and it looks like the Dall sheep are over here. They are. I like this. I like this. These are the African branches. And they prevent the animal from climbing out. And that's really cool. Is this an actual path? It looks like a path. It is. It is. Yeah. So yeah, it is a path, but it just made for to make it look like really small stones, like gravel or something like that. It really looks cool. Oh, the keepers can actually use it. I didn't know that. That's cool. That's cool. Alright, and so on the other side you will have this bison and pronghorn antelope habitat. And the animals are eating. They seem very happy. They are playing. That's always very important. And right next to the Dall sheep you will have the reindeers as well. So yeah, all the North American animals are in here. So that's really cool. Again, I like these planks along the trees. And yeah, really well done. I'm just gonna try to jump into the habitat, but I have to find a place where I can do that. Okay, so I figured out a way to get into the habitat, just to take a little closer look to these buildings. So these are all, probably like for aesthetic purposes. Yeah, you will have these staff buildings over here. But of course, this looks really nice. So probably for the, I would say winter, but maybe for these animals it would be in the summer to give them some shelter space. And overall, this place looks really good. So yeah, let's continue with this tour. I'm trying to get back to the main path again. And of course, this monorail goes all the way around. I will try to maybe do some cinematics from the monorail itself. All right, so from the reindeers we are continuing this tour to the wolves, and this will be the wolf habitat, and this will probably be a viewing area for these animals. Oh, you can already see them running around, and what I like is the difference in height. You can't really see what's going on the back, which is actually the end of the zoo, and you can't really see the fencing over here. It really feels like you're in a forest, and that's what you would like with these animals, of course. Some really cool fencing and a lot of viewing areas, which gives the animals some privacy, but still gives the guests like a lot of good places to view the animals. Again, some staff facilities and shelter spaces on the back for these animals. A lot of info about the animals. Probably I can't read it. I don't know which language it is, but yeah, the same thing on this side. It's really cool. Some nice place to sit down for the guests. And I think this is another animal. And if I take a look at the zoo map, this is gonna be the grizzly bear. Oh, you can see them at the back over there. So same style of habitat. A lot of trees on the back as well. This is also the end of the zoo. And I'm gonna try to get along this path. And oh, there's also a nice place for the animals to swim. I like the tree on the back. Everything looks broken. And again, a really cool, realistic looking habitat. And another viewing area if you're going This way you are really like in the middle of all the animals. And these animals are actually separated from each other. So this is also a part of the grizzly bear habitat. But as far as I know, you can only put like 2 animals together. And that's probably why they separated them in this case. Just to, yeah, this is a really cool experience for the guests along in this part of the, yeah, the viewing area. Really cool, really well done. The monorail also goes on top of the habitat. Jump in there as well. This is what I always like, so the plaza pieces to cover up the water area over here, to make everything look a little bit more clean and finished. The animals can actually enter it as well, and they can use it. The rock work also really well done. Overall, a really nice habitat. So yeah, let's go along the path again. And this was actually already the end of the North American section. I'm not sure which way I was coming from, but I think I have to go along this path. And I didn't mention it before, by the way, but there's a lot of custom fencing going on. Like all these logs and all these planks are all custom. So a really good attention to like small details in this zoo. But yeah, we will go along the path and let's see where we end up. This is actually the back of one of the staff buildings. So let's go to the right. And we are actually entering the Africa section of the zoo. And right here we will have the gorillas. I think I can already hear them. It's really nice to have a zoo map like this, because then I'm really sure I won't miss anything along this tour. So yeah, the gorillas on this side. If I look at like realism side, I think we might be a little bit close to the animals. You might remember one of the gorillas in Rotterdam Zoo escaped like probably 7 or 8 years. They had to change the habitat because these animals, yeah, these are strong climbers and they really can jump really high and really far. So yeah, it looks cool. A really nice habitat. So a lot of places for these animals to climb and to sit down and have a rest. You can see that. And I do see a nice indoor area as well, so we are going to check that out. And but also really nice yeah, like shelter spaces inside the habitat. So this is the first viewing area of the for the gorilla habitat, and I think we can enter this building. Really nice. So this building also has a yeah, like an interior, so really cool. And this is another viewing area for the gorillas. So yeah, when it's cold outside, they can go in and have a rest and can also yeah, play around in this building. And I think we will have another animal on this side. So on this side we have our closest relative, which looks like a chimpanzee. And yeah, basically the same thing as on the gorilla side. I really like it. A lot of climbing structures for these animals. I do hope they are not able to escape. Of course, in real life they won't be able to escape, but maybe in the game, when they are too close to the glass pieces, they might be able to jump out. But you can see the animals can use everything, and yeah, really looks cool. A lot of details in here as well. I see some red pandas over there. What happened here? Oh, there's no red pandas. These are the lemurs, of course. There's wow, there's a lot of them. So the red-ruffed lemurs on this side, also part of the African section, of course. Why did I think about red pandas? They wouldn't fit into this area at all. But I saw something climbing and red, so I immediately thought about red pandas. But a really nice and small habitat over here. I do hope for them they have a outside area as well. But I'm not sure about that. I didn't even see them in the on the zoo map. So yeah, no, there's no outside area for them. So, but also another viewing spot over here. So I guess this will be a part of the old zoo again. so they didn't really think about the animal welfare. And yeah, just to point out, it's a game, so you don't have to think about the animal welfare. Of course, we are all concerned in real life about animal welfare and stuff, but yeah, it's a game. We can create whatever we want. And yeah, just for the realism, it's really cool. It's really well done. It must have been a struggle, by the way, to get everything into a really small habitat like that as well. What I really like about this like indoor-outdoor section is these round structures, so the animals can go through them. I'm not sure if the keepers can go through them, so it might not be the best thing to do in a franchise zoo. But then again, I think most of the people are playing Sandbox these days. You can just do whatever you want, and I'm really enjoying Sandbox as well. So for the collaboration I've going on together with Jure and another collaboration with Paulsley, these Sandbox zoos, yeah, you can just do whatever you want. It really feels good. So yeah, you can just create things like this, and you don't have to think about keepers being able getting into this habitat. And again, a wonderful place. And these trees, they really look cool. I don't think these are actually from the African region, Asia, temperate. But that's the good thing about the Sandbox. That was just the same thing I was telling you guys. If you're playing franchise, you have to think about these things. And yeah, that's the cool thing about the Sandbox. It really looks awesome, this place. And I really like this idea. So I'm gonna check this again, because these fences would actually fit into the theme that Paulsley and I are working on. So there's a really cool combination. I like that. And also these small info signs, they are like a lot better than the ones that you have on the game, which in my opinion are a little bit too big. If you want something to look good, and then you will have these huge TV screens. Sometimes they fit, sometimes they absolutely don't. So I really hope we will get something like this, a little bit smaller, that will look a little bit better. But yeah, we will see, of course. Hopefully we get some kind of announcement for some DLC very soon. But yeah, that's a whole different topic, of course. So let's go along this path. And this is amazing. It's a African sculpture lion. Why didn't I ever see this thing? Really looks cool. I thought it was custom made for a second, but I never saw the pieces either. So, but I didn't know we had that in the game. So going along the path, we have the African wild dogs over here. Really cool animals. Some education over here. Again, just really well done with the fencing and with the rocks. I don't even want to know how many rocks are in this zoo at the moment. But then again, the piece count, it's not that bad in this zoo. I can really run it properly, and I'm really happy with that. Because if you see in the previous episode, you can see my PC was really struggling with that. And I had to pause it like most of the times just to get some smooth shots out of it. And but yeah, the habitat continues over here, a really nice viewing area, and we have the African wild dogs on the right. So yeah, the African wild dogs on the right, and on the left there is another animal, but I can't see them. But I think, oh, I do see it. It's a lion. Of course, it's a lion. What I really like about this this place as well, looking into the realism side, the foliage and stuff that was used actually fit into this area instead of fitting to the animal, and that's really cool. That's one thing I talked about in. I'm not sure if that episode will already be released when I'm releasing this video, but that's one thing I talked about in one of the Zoosly episodes, that I want to stick with, like the tropical plants, although the animal is from Africa, because that's what you would actually see. If you're, for example, visiting Singapore Zoo, you won't see any temperate or taiga trees over there. No, everything will be tropical, because those are the plants that actually grow there. And you have the same thing over here. So these are all probably like temperate or taiga trees. But you will have the lions in there, and they seem to enjoy it. They make a lot of noise, so that's good. It just looks really nice. I really like this little water section over here. Cool, I didn't know the animals were able to use this one. It looks a bit glitchy, but yeah, they can use it. And they can also cross this place, maybe for the keepers, a little bit better. A lot of animals in this place, by the way. So the guests will always have a good look on the animals. And you can really see that this place pays a lot of attention to, yeah, that part of the zoo. So yeah, the guests will have a perfect view on the animals. I didn't know lions were able to jump that high, but looks a little bit weird. But then again, it's a game. So yeah, I'm not complaining about that. And so yeah, let's go along the path. And this looks like a cheetah. But I'm not sure where the habitat is. I think it's probably this way. Yeah, this looks like the cheetah habitat over here. So another beautiful viewing area. Again, really realistic. This is what you would see in an actual zoo. Especially these roofings. And just a viewing area like this. You would see that. And I can't see the animals, but I really think this is a cheetah habitat. Ah, there they are. Yeah, this is the cheetah habitat over here. Really well done with the fence on the back, and again with the foliage and the trees. They use this log quite a lot, and I have to admit, I think I never used this one before. The Planet Zoo log. Yeah, you do see them in basically every habitat in the zoo, and it's cool to to see them because I never use them. So a lot of animals in there. They really do have the space to run around in this place, so that's really cool. And I ended up on top of the viewing area again. So yeah, let's try to get off this thing and continue the tour. Alright, so I managed to get off. That's good. And let's continue along this side. And I already like this. I think there is like a bar, cafe, restaurant on the left where you can sit down, and you will have the giraffes on this side. This is really amazing. And what I just saw, which I didn't see before, but even the supports are custom made, and that's really well done. Something that you would actually see in Planet Coaster quite a lot, that people would make their custom supports. But I haven't seen that in Planet Zoo yet. So yeah, cool idea. And I might gonna steal that if I'm ever gonna create a own monorail, of course. I just want to take a look at this habitat. It's just really, really well done. Somehow the sunlight on this part of the zoo is perfect. It looks like a really cool indoor area as well. We are gonna check that out later. Some zebras in there, some gazelles as well. A lot of animals in there. This is probably like the safari area over here. And I think I actually missed out on a few animals, so we are gonna check them out as well. Because when I look at the zoo map, I do see a pygmy hippo habitat, okapi and bongo. So yeah, of course we have to check that out as well. So yeah, a really nice little restaurant over here. I'm not sure if there are actually shops. I did take a look at the inside. There's nothing there. But the people can just sit down over here, have a drink, have a rest, and have a wonderful view on the animals over here. So because I missed out on some of the animals, because we also have a mangrove part of the zoo right here. And that's really cool. The mangroves right there. We have the pygmy hippos inside, and on the right we have the okapi and the bongo. Again, really nice viewing area. Some double fencing. I'm always a big fan of that. And then we have the okapi, and right next to it we have the bongo. You can actually combine these animals in one habitat if I'm correct. because I also did that in Veluwe Zoo. So it is possible in a franchise zoo. So I guess in real life, it's possible as well. Some nice shelter space on the back. Again, just a really realistic and nice habitat over here. I didn't know this, but these pieces are recolorable. Always good to know recolorable pieces. If you didn't know it, even the TV screens in the game are recolorable. You might have learned something today. So then we have the mangroves. The pygmy hippos are right there. They have a nice little habitat. They don't need a lot of space, I guess. And it also looks like we have a small underwater viewing over there. I'm gonna check that out. On this side, yes, we do. That's actually right next to the lemur habitat. Why didn't I see that before? But a really nice little underwater viewing of the animals. Really cool. And I have to admit that not cleaning the water actually makes it look better in this game. Or like more realistic. I don't know. I like it. I like it. But anyway, let's continue the tour. Let's see if we have a indoor area. There is a nice little staff room, of course. But then again, I do like the building. I do know, yeah, I just don't know how people manage to do this. It's just actually a thing you would see in the zoo, and the foliage is just really well done all around this place. I'm really enjoying this place already. So yeah, the stuff that we missed out on was the mangrove and the okapi and bongo, so we can continue our tour along this way. So again, we have the restaurant over there, a really nice viewing area on the giraffes and the what are they called? Sable antelope, of course. And something I didn't see before as well, but this is also one thing I actually saw in a zoo. So just a really big pile of logs, so the animals are not able to escape their habitat. That's really cool. And of course this will work in a in a habitat, but I do think when you are gonna put this one into like a chimpanzee or like gorilla habitat, who are able to climb these pieces, your PC is probably gonna explode. But with these animals, it's perfect. It works, and it looks good as well. It's good to see that the animals can actually use this place. I was a little bit afraid that the giraffe would bump their head, but they don't. They fit in. That's good. And I actually want to take a look at the indoor area here. So there's a really big giraffe over there. Some separate cages for them, so they can separate the animals. Is sleeping over here as well. So this place can be used by all the animals. And I really see something cool over here. So a really nice backstage area with some piles of I don't know, wood, some dumpsters over here, and I'm not sure what's called in English. In Dutch it's called a tractor. A tractor, is that a thing in English? Anyways, really cool, really well done. So yeah, let's continue the zoo tour. Again, I have to say I really like this. So let's go this way. We have a few staff buildings on the right over here, and some little electric cars that the staff can use to move around in the zoo. Really cool. Some proper fencing, probably like a backstage or like delivery area for the animal. I don't know, food, stuff like that. And then we have another habitat. If I look at the zoo map, this is gonna be the snow leopards. I'm just gonna walk right into the habitat to just see if I can find them. There they are. Oh wow, this building. This is cool. Plaster walls. So these are all custom made. Really looks modern in a way. So if you have like a really old zoo, and then you have like this modern building over here, that's really cool. Yeah, I'm gonna save this in my mind for the modern feeling. If you're going for that, I really like that. I really like that. It really looks like concrete, but it's just the plaster pieces over here. Wow, we have a flying snow leopard again. But overall, just a really nice and simple habitat. I just love the building over there. And of course, we've seen this before. So the African rope pieces, they really work well as as like netting. And this is what you will actually see in a zoo. So let's go along. I really want to see the indoor of this building as well. I don't even want to know the struggle if you really want to make something that looks good with these, like different shapes and stuff. It's really, really well done. I really like it. So you will have a nice viewing area on the snow leopards on this side and on this side as well. So let's continue along this building. Really like the interior, really simple, really modern. And we will have the Siberian tigers over here. I can't see them right now, but I can hear them. So that's good. At least gives you a little bit of the experience, right? There they are. So Siberian tiger, some dirty water, because so the animals are not able to escape. And again, these beautiful walls on the back. It really makes it look cool. So how far can a tiger jump? This is really cool. So like small details like this just makes everything look so much more realistic. You will always have something like this, or maybe things that you can stick your head through and make a stupid picture. You would always see something like that in a zoo. Some glass doors over here. And what do we have? Another restaurant. I really hope I'm not missing out on anything. There's a little restaurant on this side with a nice panda structure. Not much interior on this one, but I really like that. Again, you can sit down and probably see the animals from here. It's a little bit more difficult on where to go right now, but there's one thing I first want to show you guys. There is a bird show in the zoo, and that's also a thing I've never thought of. So this would be the place where the people can sit down, watch the show, and this is really a thing you will have in many zoos, something like this to have some kind of animal show. It's not specifically a bird show, of course, but you can have anything like that. Love the details with the speakers, with the benches. Of course, this can't be used in the game right now, but it's really well done. So the next area will be the Asia area, and to get here you can use several paths. And this is actually the elephant place, but I think I have to go this way. So we will have a giant panda habitat over here with a lot of bamboo, so I think the pandas will love that. Really nice little viewing area, probably made for kids, because I can probably won't be able to see a lot if you're like a grown-up, but I just guess there will be a lot more viewing areas over here as well. Really nice, this circular habitat, probably inspired by the yin yang habitat in the Copenhagen Zoo, because they will have something like this for the giant panda, like a circular habitat. And let's go along this path. And what do we have here? We will have the Japanese macaque on this side. Really cool, really nice little habitat. Just for, that's probably like the realistic side, but there's not a lot of diversity like into the foliage and the like stones or rocks in the habitat. But again, that just makes it look really realistic and really cool. Well done. Love the fencing on this side. And just some small details. I'm actually might forgot to point that out. Again, all these fences are custom made, and also on this side, like safety measures. Just really well done with the details in this project. So after the Japanese macaque, you will also have the red pandas over here. The habitat looks more or less the same with the foliage, a lot of climbing structures, and some of the staff buildings on the back. Really like these animals. And some nice little fencing over here. Might be the Tejet cam, but I'm just... Yeah, okay. I can see over it. Kids might not be able to see anything into this habitat. But it also might be the strange thing that Tejet cam is doing. So this is the Shutnan bamboo forest with all the Asian animals in there. So once you get out of the Asia area, you will have the tropical house on this side. Really cool building. I really like the style with the glass over here. I'm just curious if it will have a indoor area as well, because I love tropical houses. There's not much here. I do get the idea. You might be able to make something out of this, like a nice little greenhouse or whatever. But yeah, of course, the creator already told me, like, yeah, there are not a lot of interiors. I only did 2 of the buildings, which they did very well, of course. And yeah, this is just all aesthetics. Probably a building originates from one of the zoos that was an inspiration for this project. But we do have a nice little orangutan habitat. And I'm always a big fan of like these island shapes habitat. It just makes it look, yeah, so cool. I really like it. I never made one myself. I don't know why. I tried it several times, but it just didn't look good. So that's why I didn't do it yet. I might be doing something like this in Veluwe Zoo as well. Maybe with a building. Yeah, there's just a lot of inspiration going on in the zoo. I really like it. Again, the water a little bit dirty makes it look better, and the animal is just sitting over there doing nothing. The perfect life. So on the other side of the tropical house, we again have a nice few habitats. A African buffalo over here. We have the llamas. We have the camels, and the gemsbok, which we've seen before in this episode. So these are like right in the middle of the zoo. Really cool shelter spaces for these animals. And I love the again, the double fencing. I'm a big fan of that. And you will have the tropical house on the back. So one part of the zoo I almost missed out on. So you will have the tropical house over there. And then we have the food market. It really looks like a nice little Asian food court. I remember it. I visited many places in Asia. And yeah, it reminds me of it. Just a nice little, quite a few shops where you can get your food and just sit down, and everyone is having different food at the same place, and that's really cool. And when you turn around, a 100-kilogram baby and nature's giant. So we, of course, we have the elephants on this side. I'm just gonna take a look at that. It's amazing. Really nice open habitat. Really big. So I guess this is again one of the more modern parts of the zoo. A lot of water, so the animals actually love to play in the water. You would always see that in a zoo. It will give you the perfect pictures, of course. And then a nice little path. Is this actually a path that the people can use? I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, they can use it. Probably a little trick over here where you can make the path a little bit smaller, because I think it's smaller than the 4-meter path. But this is amazing. You have the perfect view on the animals. Really cool. So yeah, there's one final building I want to show you guys, which is the butterfly house, or like the insect zoo. And I'm not going inside because I'm really afraid of butterflies. But yeah, there's not really any interior over there. But I really like the modern feeling that the building gives. Really well done. And yeah, this is already we are back at the the entrance of the zoo. And before we are completing this episode, I just wanted to check out some of the staff areas as well. So just to give you guys an overview of the zoo, it's kind of big. I was expecting this episode to be a little bit shorter than the previous one actually, but I think it might end up just as long as the previous one. And also because I just want to show you guys this. So there's a lot of attention going into the staff areas over here. If I look at the map, this will be the animal hospital. It actually looks like an hospital, I have to admit. This is really well done. So a lot of small details in here. Looks like a quarantine area for the animals. On this side, perfectly done. So yeah, just all along this zoo you will have the staff area over here. A lot of small details put into that. It looks like this zoo is just really perfectly planned out, and I really like that. So yeah, that was it for the zoo tour today. I'm really sorry if I missed out on anything, but of course you can download this zoo from the Steam Workshop. There will be a link down in the description where you can download this project and take a look at it yourself there, because there's a lot going on and I just can't show you everything within an hour, of course. But yeah, make sure you give the creator some love as well. Just make sure you hit the thumbs up when you download the zoo, because it's a really wonderful project, and I'm really happy that I was able to show off this project on my channel. So again, if you want me to take a tour along your zoo, make sure you check the link down in the description to the form where you can submit your zoo for a Planet Zoo tour. And yeah, that will be it for this episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you did, make sure you hit the like button. And if you didn't do it already, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out on any new content. And I will speak to you guys in the next one. Goodbye.